Wonder Murmur, where whispers weave the heart.
Hello, little hearts. A new whisper begins. In a quiet suburban town, where the streetlights hummed and the yards were neatly trimmed, lived a young boy named Elliot. He was a dreamer and a collector of small, lonely things. But lately, he felt like he was the loneliest thing of all. His older brother Michael and his friends were always playing games he was too young for, leaving him to wander the house, a world of shadows and echoes. One day, his mom sent him out to get a pizza. As he paid the delivery man, a strange rustling sound from the shed in the backyard caught his attention. He looked at the ground and saw a set of strange footprints, not like a dog's or a raccoon's, but something new. Curious, he rolled a red rubber ball toward the shed door. And to his surprise, the ball rolled back. His heart pounded. It wasn't a coyote. It was a goblin. A real goblin. He ran inside, breathless. "There's a goblin in the shed, a real one!" Michael and his friends just laughed. "Where's the pizza?" Michael asked, his eyes on the box. No one believed Elliot. His story was dismissed as just another childish fantasy. The next day, Elliot went back to the shed. He was determined to find the goblin. He walked past the shed and into the deep woods behind his house. He saw strange people with odd equipment, walking through the trees, searching for something. Was it the goblin? And if they found it, what would they do to it? A wave of fear washed over him. He had to find the goblin first. That night, after everyone was asleep, Elliot put on a brave face. He took a box of Reese's Pieces. The goblin had to like candy, right? And left a trail from the shed door, through the backyard, and up the stairs to his room. He waited, his heart thumping, until he saw a small, strange figure follow the trail of candy. It wasn't a goblin at all. The creature was tiny, with a wide, friendly face and long, skinny arms. It had the skin the color of a dusty pink rose, and its head was bald and wrinkly. Its eyes, large and brown, were filled with a look of immense sadness and curiosity. Elliot was not afraid. He knew, instinctively, that this was not a monster but a friend. He decided to call him E.T. for extraterrestrial. The next day, Elliot introduced E.T. to Michael and his little sister Gertie. Michael was shocked, but Gertie was not. She loved E.T. instantly, dressing him in her clothes and teaching him to speak. "B is for balloon," she said. "B, E.T., the little alien said, his voice a quiet, frog-like croak. Elliot, seeing his friend's sadness, asked him a question. "Home," he said, pointing to the sky. "Where are you from?" E.T. pointed a long, skinny finger up to the stars. Then, with a special power, he made the fruits and vegetables on the kitchen counter fly in the air, creating a model of his solar system. Elliot knew then that E.T. was an alien from another world, and he was a long, long way from home. But a problem was brewing. The people searching for E.T. were getting closer. E.T. wasn't meant to live on Earth, and his body was beginning to grow sick. He missed his family, and he needed to phone home. E.T. found a bunch of old parts, a saw blade, a coffee can, a record player, and a bunch of other odds and ends, and he began to build something. It looked like a radio, a way to send a message to his family. One evening, E.T.'s finger began to glow. He touched it to a deep cut on Elliot's finger, and in a magical, tingling moment, the cut healed. Elliot realized his new friend had incredible powers, but E.T. was growing weaker. The time had come. The next day was Halloween, the perfect time to get E.T. into the woods. Dressed in a sheet, E.T. looked just like a ghost trick-or-treater. Michael and his friends rode their bikes through the streets, with E.T. in a basket on Elliot's bike. They raced through the town, through the streets filled with kids in costumes, until they reached the dark woods. E.T. and Elliot were alone. They rode deeper into the woods, the bike bouncing over roots and rocks. "This is too bumpy," Elliot said. "We can't go any farther." But E.T., with a surge of energy, put his glowing finger to his forehead. The bike began to rise. It soared through the air, over the trees and the houses, a beautiful, breathtaking flight. They landed in a quiet clearing, where they assembled the radio and waited for E.T.'s family to respond. They waited all night. Elliot woke up shivering, cold and alone. E.T. was gone. He ran all the way home, but when he arrived, the scientists were already there. They had found E.T. and were taking him away. E.T., now terribly sick, pointed to the sky, his finger glowing with a fierce light. "E.T., phone home," he said, his voice a weak whisper. "They're coming!" Elliot knew this was his last chance. The scientists were busy with their equipment, their backs turned. Elliot and Michael, with a moment of reckless courage, snuck E.T. out of the back of the house. They put him on Elliot's bike, and with a call to their friends, a whole team of children on bikes raced to the woods. The scientists, in their cars and vans, gave chase. But E.T., with his last bit of power, made all of their bikes fly through the air, soaring over the road and the pursuing scientists. They flew, a squadron of children and an alien, toward the great grey clearing in the forest. In the center of the clearing, a giant spaceship was landing, its lights flashing like a million diamonds. Elliot's heart was a tangled mess of sadness and joy. His friend was going home. E.T. said his goodbyes to everyone, but he saved his longest farewell for Elliot. He looked into Elliot's eyes, and with a gentle touch of his glowing finger to Elliot's forehead, he said, "I'll be right here." Elliot knew he would always remember their extraordinary friendship. E.T. had gone home, but he was still with Elliot, in his heart, in his memories. Their love had created a bond that was stronger than any distance, any planet, any time. And from that day on, Elliot was no longer a lonely boy. He was a keeper of secrets, a hero, and a friend to a star.
Wonder murmur, the story departs, yet the whisper imparts.